everybody and welcome to another episode of Gas-o-Loon. This is not about the Husqvarna motorcycle today, but about another vehicle that I own, my own Golf R, which I am very pleased with. It's got about 10,000 kilometers on it, so it's almost new. I bought it when it had 6,000 from a guy who didn't need it anymore. From a spec point of view, it's got 300 horsepower, petrol engine, 2 liter, Haldex 4-wheel drive system, and this DSG gearbox. And the reason I bought this car is, well, there are actually a lot of reasons to buy a Golf R. It is very fast on like a winding road. It's often faster actually than a pure sports car because the handling is so sure-footed. It makes you so confident. There's a lot of torque in the engine. Your visibility towards the front and rear is very good. So it's really a road car. It's not a track car. When you go on the track with it, it performs well enough, but it will understeer, and it's a sporty car for the road. And another thing that I really like about it is that it stays under the radar. So here is the exterior of the car. It could almost be any Golf that you see on the street. Of course, you see the quad exhaust tips here. Oh, it's a bit dirty, isn't it? And you see the 19-inch wheels, which are, by the way, optional. You can also get it with 18, which might actually be better. The chassis is so good, it takes the 19-inch wheels pretty well. It doesn't make the car unruly or anything, but you get some more road noise, that's clear. Got some carbon mirrors. You know, apart from these small signs, it's just a normal Golf. If you're wanting attention, of course, you maybe should be looking for something else. But for me, it's great. Another thing about being a normal Golf is that it's just so practical. And what really impressed me when I did my first test drives with this car, and eventually it made me buy the car, is that it's got such a broad area of capabilities. When you put the drive mode in comfort or eco, you know, it's very the car is very laid back. The gearbox is pretty soft, and it works very much just like a basic Golf. You can drive it for long periods of times without experiencing fatigue or just, if you compare it, for instance, with the Focus RS or other really sporty hot hatches, this is much more comfortable than those when you want it to be. And on the other hand, when you turn on the sport mode or even race mode, like I do now, you see that then the car comes to life. It sounds well enough, you know. It's a I love this road. If you're accelerating on 6 like this, it's a flexible engine, but the shove increases markedly if you shift down. And now it really starts to fly around 5,000 revs throughout 6.5. So it pays off to rev the engine out, that's clear. It's also something that sets this engine apart from a lot of other engines of this type. It's got some synthesized engine notes, which, well, some people might like it, others not, but it's still, and it's really fast on a road like this. This car has the adjustable chassis, so you can get it pretty hard like it is now in the race mode, and if you turn this to Eco or Comfort, it will be very soft and plush. You will get more body roll typically. You can choose between Eco, Comfort, Normal, Race and Individual, which you can well, you can adjust that to your own preference, of course. The dry modes, they affect a lot of things. They affect the adjustable dampers in this car. That's an optional extra, but also the engine noise, the engine responsiveness, as well as the gearbox, and maybe a few other things. The stereo is an upgraded Dynaudio item from Volkswagen. It sounds really good. I like it. We can go 4 persons. I got a wife and 2 kids, and they can go in this car without feeling cramped. Boot space is okay. The Haldex 4-wheel drive system takes some of the boot space if you compare it with a standard Golf, but it's still plenty of space, and you can also fold the rear seats and you see, this is the boot space. It's not too bad as it is, but at the same time, you know, there is a subwoofer for the stereo and a spare wheel here, which you can all take out if you want more space. It's pretty easy to do that, and then you will get quite a decent boot space of 300 plus liters, which will be enough for at least a small family. Well, it basically does everything I wanted to do, and it's as practical as I need it, and at the same time it can provide a really nice driving experiences on these twisty roads. Once every year, me and a couple of friends of mine, we go up to the north of Sweden in the winter time to go ice drifting, and there are special tires for this with big studs. You know, this Golf is got a Haldex 4-wheel drive system. It doesn't provide the easy accessible oversteer that some of the other cars, notably the Focus RS or BMW M140 or other 4-wheel drive hot hatches. But it's oversteer is there if you wanted to, and it's very, very effective. It's fast, really fast. It's loads of fun to use this car for that. A common question that you get as a Golf R owner is that should you choose a DSG gearbox option or go for the manual? And I think there is just no clear-cut answer to that question. The DSG option that this individual car has really provide, I mean, it will provide you with a faster car. You can focus fully on the steering and just flipping the paddles, and it also helps the acceleration with these fast gear changes, and the sense of extreme effectiveness is pretty addictive too. Although I am at the same time, of course, a big fan of manual gearboxes and that increased layer of interaction that you get. If you're thinking about buying a Golf R, I strongly recommend you to test drive both options and see which you think is more fun. I went for this one largely because I had a lot of manual cars in a row. I had a BMW 1M, an M2, Boxsters, 911s, and a lot of different cars. And I just wanted to try a car with DSG and see whether I liked it. And I do like it. But this car is devastatingly fast on this road, and it's also a lot of fun to drive. As a matter of fact, I can't think of many cars that would be significantly faster on a road like this. It's also the road surface is pretty broken. It just does not bother the Golf. It doesn't feel affected in the least way. It's so sure-footed. It's amazing what these Wolfsburg chassis engineers have managed to do. So what is it that I don't like about the Golf R? Well, I have to say, as a general package, it's very well put together. There are of course a few niggles, there always are. It's a Golf with all the positive things that it means, that it's practical, it doesn't get a lot of unwanted attention and things like that. The flip side of that is, of course, that it doesn't really feel so special. It's a nice enough cabin and a nice enough shape, but it's, well, it's not an exotic by any means. And also the engine, it's strong, really strong. But does it feel very special? No, not really. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. One of the most common engine configurations there is in the world. There is nothing exotic about it whatsoever. If you compare it, for instance, with the Audi RS3, which has another price point, agreed, but that car has an engine that really sets it apart from everything else. From a chassis point of view, I don't think that car is any better than this. Well, it's a matter of how much you want to spend, of course. Sometimes I miss a bit, slightly more drama in this car. It's very, very fast, but sometimes it can feel more effective than engaging. But still, I have to say, it's still an engaging car. You will have a lot of fun in this. So if you're thinking about buying a Golf R, the main question is, of course, should you? The simple answer is yes. Yes, you should.